What up? What up? What up? What's popping? What's cracking? What's good? Salute to the family. What's going on? I see my man, Grown Man P in here. Grown Man Talk. What's up? You already know what time it is, my brother. It's Sunday. What up, Pone Striller? What up, Brody? You already know. Good morning to the dot. What's going on, sis? Thanks for sending the information that you be sending me too. I know I don't get to all of it all the time, but keep sending it. What's up? A lot of people they didn't know I was going to pull up Sunday, but yeah, we here. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I know it's been a hard week. It's been a lot of negative energy out here. You know what I'm saying? But you know the saying goes: the strong will survive. That's just how it goes. Strong always going to survive, and the strong always going to be tested. Y'all already know that, or you should know this. What up, my man Royce? Tapping in from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole East Coast. Shout out to New York City, my home. Shout out to everybody on the East Coast, every state. Shout out to down south. Shout out to my family in the Midwest. And shout out to the whole West Coast. And also shout out to overseas. Net Stars, what's up? Black Barbie from the Shy, what's up? Good morning. I'm gonna let the people pull up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna catch it. Like I said, the people that's supposed to catch it gonna catch it. But today I'm gonna be talking about some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be talking about I'm gonna go into a couple of things, man. I'm gonna talk about a little bit of positive, and I'm gonna talk about negative. Then I'm gonna break it down with a clean slate. But I'm gonna be talking about Monique and Lee Daniels have squashed their beef. For those that don't know, y'all remember when Monique was campaigning, saying that she was blackballed. And y'all know that. For those that don't know, should I say, Lee Daniels is a film promoter. He is the one that produced the movie Precious. He's the one that directed the movie Precious. Lee Daniels is also the one that directed the movie Monsters Ball with Halle Berry. Lee Daniels is also the one that directed the TV show Empire. And I'm going to get into Lee Daniels because, in my opinion, Lee Daniels is a little shiesty dude. He's very shiesty. In my opinion, he's a slime bag. And I will be talking about Lee Daniels. And I'm going to also talk about the hypocrisy of Monique, because we live in a hypocritical world. And I'm going to show y'all how it's always all about the money. It's always all about the money. So a lot of times you got people that fall out, and it's over money. It's over money, clout, fame, material things. Those are always going to make people fall out or be nice. We're going to talk about that. But Monique, you know, she complained about being blackballed by Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry. And now now Monique and Lee Daniels, they are cool. And I'm going to get into that. I'm also going to be talking about how Denzel Washington explained what he said to Will Smith. Now, we all know about the famous smack that was heard around the world. People might still be talking about it today. Conversations of Will was wrong. It was a hoax. It was fake. It was for views. It was for ratings. We heard it all. I still didn't hear nobody say CHRISROCK was wrong for saying that particular joke. You know, I still didn't hear nobody say that. I'm still sticking to how I feel with A man eventually has to stand up for what he feels is right, and it doesn't matter what nobody else feel about that. But that's not my point. My point is Denzel explains what he said to Will Smith, because a lot of people saw the smack, but they didn't do their homework and really understand why Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry actually pulled Will Smith to the side and had a small conversation with him. So I'm trying to show people, if it was so fake, Denzel would not have pulled him to the side and give that man some advice at a time of need. But Denzel Washington said some things to Will Smith that day. And some people might agree, some people didn't. He might have rubbed some people the wrong way, but he went into depths and broke down exactly what he said to Will. And I'm going to get into that. And then I might get into a few other things, but I'm going to get into these main topics. So like I said, I had to let the family pull up. Y'all here. What's up? Miss Latasha Jordan, Tommy D Streams, Randy Nichols, what's up? Also, like I say, salute to my family, salute to my day one supporters, my new supporters, salute to everybody that's on the team, that's in the circle. Y'all already know the 4 No Fame Mafia, we here. And like I said, man, I caught y'all with that April Fool's joke, right? I caught y'all. But that wasn't for my people, that was for the haters. You know what I'm saying? You got to give the haters what they want. So that's what that was for. But to my peoples, I never try to trick y'all, try to play y'all. So that's why I made sure I shouted y'all out first. And like I told y'all, I'm going to be doing some special things with my top supporters. So other than that, it's the 4 No Fame Live episode 140. And we back at it on a Sunday. So some might say this Sunday service, but I call this putting in work. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm putting in work. Why? Because that's what I do. So we're going to get into it. There it is. Now, this report is from page 6 too, but Lee Daniels, the film director, in my opinion, he's a grimy film director. He only put out wicked ass movies. He put out movies that deal with certain stereotypes. His job in Hollywood was to promote stereotypes from the urban community. You know, black films, whatever you want to call it. Tim and Tyler Perry, for those that don't know, in my opinion, they were paid a lot of money in Hollywood to exploit the lifestyles that exist within the urban community, mainly within households. And I don't have nothing against Lee Daniels, but I have to make a point. Lee Daniels is he's outright with the Rainbow Gang. He's down with the Rainbow Gang, all right? He's affiliated with that. That's what he is. And this has nothing to do with his sexual behavior, none of that. But I'm going to show you how they use people like this, or how people like this always try to push their views and opinions and act like they're the ones that represent us as a whole. But I'm just going to make a point that Lee Daniels, he always deal with devilish films. That's what he does. Now, Lee Daniels apologized to Monique, and he gave her a public apology. On April Fool's, Monique was doing a show in New York City in Staten Island. She had a show. And during Monique's April Fool Day show, the show was called April Fool's Day with the Queen of Comedy. And y'all also know Monique self-proclaimed herself as the Queen of Comedy, just like Steve Harvey and the rest of them, D.L. Hewley, they self-entitled themselves the kings of comedy. We know they're not the kings of no comedy, but they crowned themselves. And we also know within the past decades, people have been crowning themselves as kings. American Link, what's up? People crown themselves as kings now, they run with it. But you only can be a king or queen, you know, the people got to agree on that. The people usually crown you, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, during Monique's April Fool's Day with the Queen of Comedy, Lee Daniels took that time out to get some clout off her show as well as pull up to the stage with Monique and give her a public apology. All right. And he told Monique, I'm sorry for hurting you in any way that I did. He says, she was my best friend. Now check this out. I'm going to get into some more things. Now, we got to remember, Precious came out in 2009. People got to understand, it is 2020. So first of all, it took damn near 10 years for this man to apologize to her. But in my opinion, I feel like when they specifically picked Monique to play that role in Precious as Precious' mom, her mother, for those that don't know, that was the worst mother, the foulest mother I ever seen in my life. I have never met a mother that Precious had ever. Monique played a role of a mother that verbally abused her child, mentally abused her child, physically abused her child, and sexually abused her child. That's the role Monique played. That's what she got the Oscar for. That's what she got that award for. But I don't think Monique understood she was being used as a pawn because they needed somebody to play that low down, dirty role. And you got to also understand about Hollywood, because some people don't understand. It was a time in Hollywood where these film directors, they'll give out plenty of scripts. They give out scripts to a lot of people. But some people will have integrity and turn down those roles. That's what some people fail to realize. When you see a movie and you see an actor acting out a particular role, sometimes that same script might have went through 20 other actors' hands. Some might have wasn't good enough to fulfill the role, but some people willingly turn down that role and say, you know what, I don't want to play that character. It's not going to be a good look on my career. And then you got people like Monique that gladly accepted the role, because let's be real. Before the movie Precious, nobody really took Monique serious. Yes, she was funny, but she was always going to be who? Nikki Parker from the Parkers. She was a black woman that's known for clowning, acting an ass, Cookout, all these other movies. Every movie she played, she basically played a buffoon, a clown. Let's keep it real. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's just acting. But my point is, nobody took her serious. So I'm pretty sure when Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey, all of them reached out to her, they took her serious, but they didn't take her that serious. And they also knew maybe this is the woman we need to get to play this role. And Monique gladly accepted to play that low down, dirty, filthy role. She played that role. And she did a good job at playing a piece of crap mother. But when the movie was over, and the Oscars and the awards and the glitz and the glamour was fading away, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, they didn't have no more use for Monique, and they went about their business. And Monique thought that when she played that role in Precious, she was going to go through the roof. She actually thought her acting career was going to go sky high. So you always see it's a couple things within this story. Now, she also complained, if I'm not mistaken, she also said in the past, she did the movie Precious for $30,000, which was a low ball figure, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm also not mistaken, she claimed she was doing Lee Daniels a favor. Now, we also got to remember, business and friendship does not mix, but you got to also understand it's a level of integrity. So my point is, you can't take $30,000 for a movie and then turn around and think people just going to give you $30 million because you won an Oscar. You already proved to people in Hollywood that you'll take a low ball figure. So then you'll understand why Monique was crying about that whole Netflix thing, on how they wouldn't give her a certain amount of money because she was a black woman. A lot of that was shenanigans. A lot of y'all don't know that. See, Netflix already know her catalog. They know her history. They know all the movies Monique made. They know she didn't do nothing really, really, really epic until, she did the movie Precious. And then they also do their homework and find out how much money you was paid. They do all them type of homework. They do that type of homework. So they say, okay, if you took $30,000 to play Precious and you want to come to Netflix, then we're going to just give you 30, 50 million, whatever you think in your mind. We're not giving you that. And matter of fact, this is our network. You get what we give you. Now, maybe we'll offer you this price. You hustle your way up. then we'll renegotiate your contract. But what Monique did was she tried to say that Netflix was racist and they was haters, and you know, everybody blackballed her because in her mind, I'm gonna be real, she got gassed up after she played the movie Precious. She got a lot of clout, you know. In her mind, she thought she was a big celebrity actor, but Hollywood had to put her in place and let her know you're not as big as you think. Therefore, you know, her role slowed up. The money that was offered her, in her mind, they was low figures, and she denied a lot of figures. You gotta remember that too. People that did offer Monique roles right after she won that award, she turned them down. She said it out of her own mouth. She turned down some of the roles because she wanted a certain amount of money, which means she got big-headed. So I told you, all of them work together. If they found out you took a low ball number to do Precious, they looking at you like you're not going to just come here and book us for a high price just because you say so. No, this is what we're going to offer you. You can take it or leave it. That's how Hollywood works. It's all about negotiations. It's up for you to take it or not. So sometimes you got to understand, like the bro just said, you got to know how to hustle the hustler. Sometimes you might got to take a certain deal and then on the back end understand that the promotion you get, the good relationships you develop during that project will open up more doors. And then people will see once you're easy to work with and you're a good person, money gonna keep coming at you. People don't understand that. But Monique got big-headed. And she thought everybody's supposed to just give her multi-millions to do a movie like she in her mind, she really thought she was Halle Berry. But let's look at Halle Berry. Halle Berry has had a long track record. Even when we look at Denzel, Will Smith, these people have been acting for damn near 30 years. They had a long track record before they got them Oscars. But Monique got the Oscar real quick, and she got big-headed and thought she was bigger than what she really was. But Hollywood already looked at her like she was a buffoon. Now, let's rewind a little bit. Do you remember when it was profitable, Monique purposely used to try to cater to the big women, and she would diss skinny women? Do y'all remember that? She would literally diss skinny women, make fun of small women, petite women, and her whole campaign was for the big woman. That was her hustle. And that's really how Monique really, really blew up, because she had a lot of the bigger women behind her, you know, the BBW, stuff like that. That was her whole marketing scheme, her whole marketing plan. But then we see what happened. I want y'all to see what happened. When Monique got that award, what did Monique start doing? She started losing weight. And she started getting smaller because she understood in her mind Hollywood has limited roles for BBW women. For bigger women, plus-size women, the roles are not as fortunate in Hollywood. And Monique knew this, so she started losing weight. And she thought when she was losing weight, she was about to become the next biggest woman in Hollywood acting. And when she did that, she actually turned her back on all of the BBWs that supported her. All of the plus-size women that supported Monique, she turned her back on them. What's up, Miss Deja? Kim's Reaction Show. What's up? Good morning to y'all. So, like I said, Monique is slick, and she is slick and cunning as well. All right? She took a low ball number to do Precious, got the award, got big-headed, wanted multi-million dollars, when the whole time, let's be real, Monique's whole catalog was from joking and clowning and representing the BBWs, the plus-size women. And she used to outright, blatantly disrespect smaller women, petite women, skinny women, whatever you want to call it. If you wasn't big, Monique used to diss them type of women. That was her marketing scheme. Her thing was, I'm going to represent, I'm going to put on for the plus-size women. But after she got that award, you'll see she kindly switched up her diet and started getting smaller, because I'm pretty sure Hollywood told her, Monique, you have to lose a little bit more weight to get these roles. It'll be a better look for you if you lose some of that weight. We heard the same thing with Missy Elliott, stuff like that. We know Missy Elliott was very, very talented, but she had to be a writer because, she was bigger. So she went on to write multiple hits for a lot of people. But my point is, Monique knew the science in Hollywood of how, big women had a lesser chance of being successful with certain roles. So she kindly started losing weight. But my point is, LEEDANIELS and them And what Monique said, Lee Daniels and them turned their back on her. Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry. And remember, she put them on blast. Remember when she exposed them? She was exposing them, remember? But when she exposed them, remember, like I said, it didn't do nothing for her career at all. Nothing. It didn't help her. She actually probably made more enemies. So we know Hollywood is shut down. Hollywood been shut down, like I told y'all. Hollywood been shut down. When you see Harvey Weinstein go to jail, that's when Hollywood was already shut down, right at that time. A lot of people don't know Harvey Weinstein, who he really was, who he really is. He is the one that put a lot of money behind some of your favorite movies. New Line Cinema, yeah. When you see Paid in Full by Rockefeller, that was a Harvey Weinstein film. He gave Dame Dash that money. Harvey Weinstein gave a lot of people money in Hollywood. A lot of your favorite movies was financed by Harvey Weinstein, for those that don't know. The man that's locked up for getting caught up in the Me Too movement, he put a lot of money behind mostly all your black celebrities and all those favorite movies you love. He put the money behind it. So when you go back to New Line Cinema and all of that, you'll start seeing in them films, you'll see the name Harvey Weinstein, or you'll see Weinstein films, something of that nature. It's the W icon. That was Harvey Weinstein, the man that's locked up right now. And he was behind the scenes in a lot of black celebrities. He's responsible for a lot of black celebrities being successful. Therefore, you will see, ever since Weinstein went to jail, you have seen no black celebrities get in Hollywood roles, because Hollywood is actually shut down right now. That's why everybody has to run their Netflix, TV shows, commercials. They're doing low budget stuff. I told y'all this the other day. Good morning, Miss Jackie. Good morning, Nate, Annette. It's a chain of command to get to Hollywood. We had a conversation. You know, an actor usually goes from commercials, little small commercials. They try to make it to a TV show, independent films. And when they build up their resume, then they get to go to Hollywood once they're selected. Now you'll see every big celebrity or actor, should I say, now they're reducing themselves and they're doing TV shows again, like Angela Bassett, 911, stuff like that. It's a whole lot of them. They doing TV shows. When they do a TV show, they're actually stepping down, taking a little money, a lesser role, commercials. Or I seen actors in Old Spice commercials, T-Mobile commercials. These were Hollywood actors. Now they taking low money. Netflix movies, independent films, because they have to keep their bill going. And you're going to see it's the same. All you got to do, all your black actors from the 90s, early 2000s, you'll see none of them are in position right now. It's only a few of them that really get the money. They don't really get. The only ones that still get the money is those that created their own companies, the ones that have the power to produce films. That's where Will Smith coming at. That's what people like Denzel coming at. That's why I told y'all a minute ago when I did a particular video that there would never be another Denzel Washington, because the game is already set up and it's already shutting down. So let's go back to Netflix. Now, Netflix is the new Hollywood. Why do you think they gave Dave Chappelle all that money? What, 50 million, something like that? All of these celebrities, most of them got deals with Netflix now. Remember Will put that movie out, they gave him a big bag. Netflix is the new Hollywood now. But so when Monique was going hard against Netflix, she was saying it was racist. She was saying they was hating on women. But what Monique didn't understand, Netflix didn't really respect your resume, because you ain't really put that work in as an actor. You was a comedian, clowning and acting a fool, and they looked at you as Nikki Parker. So they smacked Monique in the face. Remember when Netflix smacked in the face and they turned around and gave Dave Chappelle and all those other people millions of dollars for their stand-up acts? That was despite Monique saying it was racist. But I'm going somewhere with all of this. Now, I just told you, Monique went on tour. And on April Fool's Day, she did a show, and Lee Daniels took that time to pull up to the stage and gave her a public apology in front of the crowd. But in my opinion, it was also for clout. And Lee Daniels, he is not the man of Hollywood no more. He also has to put his movies out on Netflix because he had his run. All of them had their run. Therefore, all of them got to work together now because their money has slowed up, and they will no longer ever get a $50 million, $30 million, $10 million film. Never get, ain't never gonna get that type of money. So therefore, they have to be friends. But I'm going somewhere with all of this. See, they made a public apology, and it looked good for the camera, but in my opinion, it was all a bunch of BS. And I'm gonna prove to you why, in my opinion, it was BS. So Lee Daniels apologized to Monique. She forgave him. He said he's sorry for hurting her any kind of way that he did. He said he's sorry. And also said that she was my best friend. So if she was your best friend, why did you turn your back on Monique? And I'm gonna get into that. Now, what this demonic ass individual by the name of Lee Daniels said. He said when they made the movie Precious, he said God was working through both of them when they made that movie. I just told y'all in the beginning, Precious was one of the most wickedest movies I ever seen, exploiting the urban household. You know how black and brown, how we grow up certain ways. You know, some of us got it bad. Some of us come up in messed up situations. So Lee Daniels got a lot of money. Him and Tyler Perry got money off illustrating to the world what goes on inside of our household. But with Precious, he went a little too far. He went super too far. And he portrayed a black woman as a mother that abused her child mentally, physically, spiritually, and sexually. And the father. See? He made sure he made the black man look like a piece of doodle in that movie because the father was having sex with his own child. And that's what Monique got the award for, playing that nasty ass role. And Lee Daniels had the nerve to say that God was working through both of them when they made that film. And I sat here and just told y'all some of those nasty roles like that, other people turn them down. So I ain't doing that. I'm not going to ruin my integrity with that. I don't agree with this role. This is demonic. I don't want this role. Monique said, I'll take that role. I'll do it. And then my point is, Lee Daniels actually said that God was working through both of them when they made the movie. Pause. Now let's look. Good morning, Miss Danielle Walker. Blessings. Hope you're feeling good today. I'm going to prove y'all a point. Now, I know a lot of y'all saw Precious. If you didn't see it, you need to watch it. This man sat and said God was working through both of them when they made that filthy ass film. So now we're going to take a look at who is the God is he talking about. Then I'm going to show you how you'll always learn. They're always going to say the word God, this, God, that, God, 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 but they never give a title to the God they're talking about. So when Lee Daniels said that God was working through them when they made the movie Precious, what and who is the God was he actually talking about? You figure that out. Because it's a saying, one man's God is another man's devil. One man's devil is another man's God. People that understand. I might go back into that too. But I'm going to show you. When they made, now keep in mind, they made a filthy ass movie, and he said that God was working through them when they made it. So what God is he talking about? Now, he also said that we're going to effing do it again. Meaning he said him and Monique about to do another movie. They're about to work together again. After 13 years. After all that slander, all that dissing, all that putting each other on. No, I'm not going to say both of them. Monique put them on blast. It didn't work. But now, through the mercies of Hollywood, with no more big money around, they're coming together again. And Lee Daniels said out his mouth, and we're going to effing do it again. Now check it. Lee Daniels got a new up-and-coming film project on Netflix. Guess who's going to be in the movie? Miss Monique Parker. Monique going to be in his new movie on Netflix. So one, she's still going back to work to Netflix. And she's still going back to work with Lee Daniels. She accepted his apology because we know what? Monique is not able to get no more roles in Hollywood. She's not getting no more offers on the table. Which means everything she said wasn't about nothing because she still came back to this man and accepted his apology. Now, it's nothing wrong with accepting his apology, but I'm going to show you how not only did she accept his apology, she still went to go work for this man. And she still went to Netflix, the same network that was hating on her, allegedly. So I'm going to show you all that talk Monique was doing is because her money was slowed up. And like she said, she was being blackballed. So she wanted to get the public on her side, her so-called black women, her black sisters, the BB, all these black people. She want to get behind her back to say, look, at them, they're racist. Don't support Netflix. Don't support, they racist. They racist. I told y'all that race game is the best game in America. You see, when you don't have your way, you just say, something racist. It was over my race. They did this to me. No, Monique, maybe they just didn't respect your acting. Maybe you was just all right. You wasn't that great as you thought you was, and they offered you low money, but it really was what you deserved. Maybe that's just what it was, but you wanted to make it into a whole race thing. Why we know that now? When it's all said and done, you're back with Lee Daniels, and you're back you back doing a show on Netflix. And keep in mind, I just told you, Lee Daniels said that God was working through both of them when they made Precious. Now, I'm going to show you what's the name of the new movie they're dropping on Netflix. The name of the new movie they're dropping on Netflix is called Demon House. So now Monique is going to indulge in another demonic role called Demon House, another wicked-ass movie by your man, Mr. Lee Daniels, because he loves to put out wicked-ass movies. That's what he get paid for. And Monique kindly accepted it. As you see, this is the actual kiss on the stage. And she said she loves him. Now she loves him because she need that money. Now he loves her because he need that money. Also, let me remind you, the new movie Demon House that's coming out, it's an exorcism film. An exorcism film. And it's going to be on Netflix. And guess what else? Monique is replacing another actor. The original actor, her name was Octavia Spencer. And guess what? Miss Octavia Spencer, she dropped out of the film. She didn't want no more parts of the film. But she said it was due to a scheduling conflict. Get it? She said she didn't want no parts of the film because of the scheduling conflict. Meaning she said, she didn't have no time to shoot the movie, or the times they wanted to shoot didn't comply with her schedule. But in the acting world, it's reverse. When it's time to make a movie, you're going to change your schedule to make sure you can fulfill that role. And I'm pretty sure what really happened was Miss Octavia Spencer, she probably didn't feel right making this movie, in my opinion, allegedly. And when she seen the role and with the stuff they probably really want her to want to do, she probably dropped out the film and blamed it on her schedule, said, I'm not doing this role. Miss Octavia Spencer, she dropped out of the film. She said it was due to schedule. I don't want to. She basically said, I'm not doing this role. I'm good. Chill. Because, remember, sometimes you got to remember with film, sometimes you might sign up for this script. And what some people don't know is a lot of times they do change the script. This is something I did learn about Hollywood. Now, you heard Dave Chappelle speak on this. Sometimes they'll change the script for good, but most of the time they'll change it for bad. Now, boom, you got to understand about contracts, obligations, and money. Now, you might get hired for a role. They give you the script. They pay you the money, cut you the check. You chilling, you filming, you doing your thing. But in the middle of the film, sometimes they'll change the role. And that's how sometimes they do trick people to play wicked-ass roles. That is sometimes how they do trick some celebrities to play those gay roles, allegedly. Those roles where they put on a dress. Those roles where they doing some type of foul behavior. Sometimes they do get tricked into those roles because they're already bonded in contract. They already done spent some of the money. They was filming. Then you always see as it gets to the end of the film or some of the last scenes or the middle of the movie, they might switch a new scripting on them and say, yo, we're not going that part. We're going to do this part right here. We need you to do this role, with this man. It's just going to be a kiss on the cheek, whatever, but we need you to do this role. This scene right here is going to be epic. But mind you, they didn't tell them that before when they first signed the contract. So a lot of them, they do actually get tricked. And once you under contract and you don't got paid a certain amount of money, you can't turn back. And that's how a lot of men did compromise themselves. That's how a lot of women did compromise themselves for certain roles. That's why I want you to see the pattern. You always see most of the time when they play them sellout roles, you won't see certain behavior in the beginning of the movie. They always save that filthy part for the end or the middle. Like with Halle Berry, remember? You watch Monsters Ball when she was getting bent over and she was getting done dirty by that man. It was at the end of the movie. You're always going to see a lot of times it's at the end of the movie. Now, guess what? Sometimes they know the script from the beginning, they agree, and sometimes they actually do trick them once they're already bounded into that contract and they already began filming. We just got to get this last part filmed and the movie's over. And by that time, we got a new script for you. This is what we need you to do. And by that time, they being so knee deep, they can't say no because they know they're gonna get blackballed. They know it's over for their whole career. So a lot of them do get tricked. Don't get it twisted. Some of them get tricked. But in this particular film with Lee Daniels called Demon House, coming out on Netflix, the woman Octavia Spencer dropped out of the film. She said she wasn't trying to do no more filming. She said, look, I ain't doing this. I got a schedule conflict. Probably made something up, allegedly. But Monique said, I'll take the role. I'll do it, Mr. Lee Daniels. I'll do it. And now she's going to be playing a role. The same woman that said she was blackballed, the same woman that said all this stuff about Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. Look at her right now in that kiss. Look at her face. Look at her on stage with Mr. Lee Daniels with your own eyes. And therefore, y'all don't understand how these people always trick you, finesse you. They play games. They always trying to get the public behind them when they want support. But a lot of times they be wrong as two left shoes. And they love to stir the people up to get behind them. And you're never going to see them stand on no principles or morals. Never, ever, ever. Never going to stand on what they say. They're always going to backtrack. Always going to backtrack. When things go their way, they backtrack. When things not going their way, it's racism. Or they blackballing me. No, Monique. When you got that deal, when you won that award, you outright said out your mouth, you took $30,000 to play Precious. You said, because Lee Daniels was your friend, that's your fault for taking that much money. That's your fault. And you got to understand that Hollywood, that's a resume. So when the people in Hollywood do the research and they say, well, Mr. Lee Daniels, how much did you give Monique for playing that role? And he said, I only gave her $30,000. They ain't looking at it like that's your friend. They say, well, man, she's a low baller. Shit, her next film, we just offer her $2 million, $1 million. That's it. And she got mad because she thought when she won an Oscar, she was going to get a lot of money. So let's break that down. Remember, for those that listen to me, I told you with black people, no disrespect. Sometimes all you got to do is give them some type of accolade, a plaque. You give a black person an award, they think they made it. It gasses them up because they got an award. But the awards don't mean nothing. Award don't equal to your damn salary. How many of y'all you get employee of the month? That don't mean your ass about to get a raise. You just got employee of the month. Don't mean you about to get a bigger salary. That award is to pacify you and to tell you to keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making my company some damn money. Keep working hard. You don't got nothing to do with your salary. So they already know with certain people, all you got to do is give them an award and they're going to think they made it. So I'm going to break it down. When Monique got that award for playing Precious, she actually thought in her mind she made it and she was the next Halle Berry. She was going to get $20 million of film after that, $15 million. And when she didn't get what she thought she was going to get, she said, oh, I'm being blackballed. And remember, never forget, Monique out of her own mouth said after Precious, she was offered many roles that she turned down. I'm going to show you hypocrites. I'm going to show you people that start stuff when they don't get their way. That's Monique. And think about all when she was on YouTube with her husband stirring up drama. I'm going to show y'all something, man. I'm going to show you how they all hypocrites. All of them are hypocrites. And their whole job is to finesse you. And they're going to do it. It's all about them getting paid at the end of the day. When you got a goddamn mansion, when you got a beautiful life, you got Rolls Royce and Bentleys, and you know goddamn well you ain't got no real checks coming in you ain't got no deals on the table, you ain't got no big contracts. Man, they know they about to hit rock bottom. So that's when they get to apologizing and saying, let me calm down a little bit. I need a new role, I need a job, I need some help. And I'm pretty sure Lee Daniels needed Monique and Monique needed Lee Daniels. But my point is, both of their monkey asses on Netflix about to do a show. They not in Hollywood. They ain't getting no big role. Them niggas, they are back on Netflix. Both of them together. Remember, Mr. Lee Daniels, he did Empire for Fox. Let's break down Empire. Did he not make the black woman Cookie look like she was supposed to be a grimy-ass chick? A grimy-ass chick fresh out of jail. Husband named Lucius, a.k.a. Lucifer. That was her husband. He was supposed to be a grind ball, slime bucket. Look at their kids. Oh, Lee Daniels was Empire was the first TV show on regular TV where we actually seen men on men action, and that's when I stopped watching Empire. Now, mind you, we also know Empire came out after Power. When 50 Cent came out with Power, let's be real. Season 1 was classic. Season 2, classic. Season 3, classic. When they see how good 50 was doing with Power, then you start seeing how what? The upper echelon, the elite, they said, we need to bring some of this entertainment to regular TV. Let's put it on Fox. And when they wanted to put this type of behavior on Fox, you know, exploiting the hood, they went and got Mr. Lee Daniels. Just so happened Lee Daniels is down with the Rainbow Gang. So maybe we'll use Empire. We can push all our agendas through that. And the first agenda we seen on national TV was man-on-man action. That was because of Mr. Lee Daniels and Empire, which portrayed Cookie as a piece of crap mother. Once again, a black mother, making her like black women are criminals. They fresh out of jail. They indulge in criminal activities. They co-sign their kids in criminal activity. They just ain't nothing. Black women ain't nothing. That's what Lee Daniels promoted. All right, I showed you Empire with Cookie. Let's go to Precious. Both black mothers promoted as trash. Slum of the earth. Scum of the earth. Mr. Lee Daniels, you don't believe that? Halle Berry. Growing up, a lot of black men looked up to Halle Berry as a beautiful woman. But he made sure in Monsters Ball, he was going to give her the role of all roles, the greater herself. And when you look at Monsters Ball, that particular scene is like a soft porn scene. It's like soft porn. That was like a porno scene. Get it? That was like a porno scene with clothes on, little camera tricks. But that was a porno scene. But you're going to see Mr. Lee Daniels, he specializes in demonic behavior, foul behavior. That's what he get paid for, and he gladly does it. He is what you call a real sellout. And like I told you, remind you, he's down with the Rainbow Gang, but he specializes in making family and family structures look like shit. That's what he do. No disrespect to none of my people. I'm giving people understand how some people, they don't have no problem with putting out these type of stereotypes as long as they getting paid. If Lee Daniels allegedly was asked to put out a film with somebody in love with a horse, he'll put that film out. If they're asking him to put out a film of a black woman sleeping with a dog, a real dog, and she loves her dog, and they have sex every night, he'll put that movie out. I'm showing you that's how low he is. He don't care. So, Monique, you knew who he was when you dealt with him. You thought you was going to be the next Halle Berry because you know he did Monsters Ball. Okay, you did the role Precious. You actually played the role of sexually abusing your child. Boom, beating her, abusing her. Then you thought you was going to blow up after you got that Oscar. It didn't work in your favor, Monique. You got hurt. You started crying. And now you back with this man, and y'all about to do a TV show, a film, whatever it is, called The Demon House. And it's you know what I'm saying? It's called The Demon House. It's going to be on Netflix. And they said it's an exorcism film, which means it's going to be super demonic. Monique took the role. Her and Lee Daniels are back cool. And Lee Daniels said God was working through them when they made Precious. I guess God is working through them again when they make Demon House. But what God are they talking about? But anyway, they exchanged their feelings, saying that they love each other. They was hugging each other. And mind you, they did it at Monique's show, which means it was a publicity stunt. It also was promotion for the next thing they got going on. And I'm pretty sure they planned this behind the scenes. She said, well, I got my show coming up. You pull up, we're going to squash it on the stage. So it's still promotion. Now look. Now guess who had to chime into this? The same person I was talking about the other day. With some beef around, with something he can get clout off of, he's going to pull right up. Mr. 50 Cent himself. 50 Cent took this time to speak on it, to speak on this incident. He made a post. And, allegedly he had smoke with Monique. I don't know, but 50 Cent chimed in and he said, Mo, I love you. 50 ain't rapped all the way right. Tell them crazy niggas we cool. Laugh out loud. He said, okay, no problem. We back in motion. So my point is this, and I also was going to post a picture of Mr. 50 Cent with his arm around Mr. Lee Daniels. 50 Cent got his arm around Lee Daniels, smiling, and I'm just going to show you, man, how all of them work together. They all with the same smoke. They all with the same thing. But some people love to pick and choose, say this celebrity is better than the other one. No, they're all the same. They are a brother and a sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? So 50, he took a picture with Lee Daniels in the past, but he also took time to speak on his incident, saying that him and Monique, they cool now too. So I guess 50 and Monique had a little beef. 50 want to be cool too. But I'm just going to show you how people like Mr. Lee Daniels, all he does is exploit wicked behavior, and it's always going to be some type of sexual wicked deviance. That's what he do. That's what he get paid for. My other point is their money ain't coming like it used to, and now they all willing to bury the hatchet to try to get them some more money from their master, period. But Monique, I want y'all to see that picture because I want y'all to see how all that stuff she was saying, all of that slander, all of that, you know, putting people on blast, blowing them up, she didn't get nowhere from that shit. And when it's all said and done, she still had to go back to the man that she accused of doing her wrong. And next you're going to see it with Oprah and Tyler Perry, but maybe Tyler Perry and Oprah might not forgive her because they don't need her. So I want you to see that picture right there to show you fraud behavior, and that people will put out any story for their own selfish endeavors. And you gonna understand it's always just about money. These situations right here are all about money. Now, let me get to the next topic because you know we cooking right now. Salute to the chat. I see y'all up in here, but we getting busy right now. I'm gonna shout y'all out in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to this right now. Boom. All right. You see, you know, Denzel Washington, Mr. Denzel himself. And let's be clear, Denzel's biggest award, his biggest glory is going to be Training Day. He played a dirty, filthy-ass cop. They got shot in the ass, killed at the end by the Russians. For those that don't know, that was Denzel's most low-down, dirty role he ever played. But guess what? Training Day was a good-ass movie. Training Day was good. But this is my point. Do y'all understand how many good movies Will Smith been put out before that? Like some people say he was supposed to get an award for playing Malcolm X. And let's be real, Denzel Washington killed that role. You would have thought Denzel was Malcolm X. Everybody said that. People from the past, all ages, people that was with Malcolm X at that time, everybody said he killed that role. He was supposed to get an award for Malcolm X. Yet alone, we know all other movies like John Q, Deja. We know this man catalog. This man catalog ain't no joke. But you're going to see he didn't get that Oscar till he played that low-down, dirty role of a dirty-ass cop. And I'm pretty sure when he played that role, he made a lot of black cops look bad and probably made their job a little harder. Even though I understand it's a harsh reality, I get it. But I want to show y'all how he got that award for playing that low-down, dirty role. He did not get the role for his acting. But Mr. Denzel, you know, for everybody that know about that smack on stage with Will smack CHRISROCK. You heard about how Denzel pulled Will Smith to the side. I had a conversation with him. And, you know, Will spoke on that conversation a little bit when he went on the stage. So over the weekend, Denzel actually explained what he said to Will and what he meant by what he was saying. Now, let's get into it, right? Denzel explains that, you know, what he said to Will Smith, he said, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. He was at a teen summit with TD Jakes the other day. So Denzel, hanging with TD Jakes. They did a teen summit. And this is where Denzel said this at. Or should I say, this is where he went into the depths of what he was saying. But he told Will Smith, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. All right. So boom, so Denzel linked up with TD Jakes. And he also had this to say. He said, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. The devil, he said, basically, the devil goes, oh, no, leave him alone. I'm going to repeat it. He said, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. The devil goes, oh, no, leave him alone. He cool. And That's what he was basically trying to say. He said the devil also says when you're doing wrong, that's when the devil says, no, leave him alone. He's one of my favorites. That's what Denzel added. And then he clarified, he said, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And he also says that the devil got a hold on Will Smith that night when he went up there and smacked CHRISROCK. That's what Denzel Washington said. He said, when you're doing something wrong, the devil ignores you. He don't pay you no mind. You good. You straight. And he said, you know, the devil comes at you sometime when you're doing right. I'm going to get into this because all of this could be broke down different ways. I'm going to show you something. Now, Denzel Washington said the devil comes at you at your highest point. And that could be true. What else, y'all? We also know the devil comes at you at what? Your lowest point. He don't just come at you at your highest point. The devil comes at you at your lowest point. You broke, you messed up. The devil gonna say, go knock that lady upside her head and take a pocketbook. Your lowest point when you ain't got no money. You might have fell out with your friend, your best friend. Your lowest point, which you and your friend had a high relationship. Y'all at the lowest point of our relationship, meaning y'all going through y'all little back and forth. The devil gonna come in at your lowest point and try to add sauce on that argument. Your lowest point, or when you no look, see, when you and your friend happy, the devil ain't gonna pull up. But when you and a friend or a family member start bickering, the devil gonna pull up and try to keep it going. They're gonna come in, throw that sauce on it. They're gonna come on, throw the gasoline on it. Your lowest point. See, they don't try to come between your friendship at the highest point. They always try to come between the friendship at the lowest point. See, so I'm going to show you how Denzel was talking truth, but I'm also going to show you how he's still talking sideways. The devil come at you at your highest point, and he does come at you at your fucking lowest point. He mainly comes at you at your lowest point to your highest point. And I'm also going to show you tricknology. Ha ha. He said, when the devil ignores you, you're doing something. That means you're doing something wrong. The devil goes, oh, no, leave him alone. But how come it can't just be when you're doing right and you got protection on you? The devil ain't got no piece of what you got going on. And that's why I say one man's God is another man's devil. These are trick-ass words he's saying, because I'm going to show you something. Okay, maybe when you're doing something wrong, let's look at being wrong as Hollywood. Okay, Hollywood, they do a lot of wrong stuff. When you're doing a lot of wrong stuff in Hollywood, they leave you alone. They let you live. They get, when you do something wrong in Hollywood, they give you more money. Because Hollywood or that money is their God. So when they give you that bread and they pay and filling up your bank account, rewarding you for the wrong you do, maybe that's the devil saying, leave him alone. He's straight. He's compliant. And maybe when you don't comply with what they want you to say, and you listen to another voice in your head, you try to do what's right, then maybe at that point you become the damn devil. That's why I told you, sometimes you right or wrong, we can't, it's like we can't win. If we stand up for what if we stand up against the powers that be, we are automatically wrong. But when we do with the wicked things or indulge in what they want us to do, we good. You see, when Terry Crews let that man, that director in Hollywood, play with his nuts, he was being a good boy. See, that wasn't the devil trying him. That wasn't the devil testing. It was good he didn't smack him back. The devil ain't test him right there. See, he might have been at his highest point, and the devil came and played with his nuts. But being that he didn't smack the hell out of that man, Terry Crews was being a good guy. He was at his highest point. He didn't let the devil get to him and smack that white man, let him play with his nuts. When he cried, he was being a good man, even though he got a wife. He cried about it. What did he do? Did he not cry about it? He campaigned in the Me Too movement, how the director played with his nuts. He was being a good boy. So, therefore, the devil said, leave him alone. He's straight. Don't mess with him. Let's give him another role. Now, if Terry Crews would have knocked the hell out of that man for playing with his nuts, they would have said, hold on, Terry. You know the devil going to test you. You know when you're at your highest point, the devil going to test you. You shouldn't react. Don't react like that, bro. That's the devil in you. Don't let the devil get to you like that. It's okay. He can just let him touch your nuts. It's okay. But being that you hit him, you let the devil get to you, man. Chill out. So I'm going to show you how they play both ways. Now, when that man touched Terry Crews' nuts, I didn't hear nobody calling that director the devil or saying that he was wrong. You know why? Because that's the same director that put a lot of money in all of their pocket. So I'm going to show you how they always talk sideways. They always going to play their games. But my point is, Denzel is that dude. He learned how to play the game. So y'all always hear the saying of playing the game. Denzel been mastered how to play the game. That's why Denzel is still around. And Denzel understands sometimes you do got to let that man touch your nuts. Sometimes you do got to sit there and let somebody disrespect you and your wife and your kids too. You got to play the game, Will. That's why I say, in my opinion, that night, Will didn't want to play the game. And whatever any opinion anybody got, that's your own opinion. That's cool. But when he broke down that speech, he said you have to smile when you don't want to smile. You have to take stuff. So maybe just that night, he just said, I don't feel like playing a game anymore. I'm done with it. I got my biggest film out. I got my own company now. I don't need no more roles. And Will also know in the back of his mind, he know Hollywood is over. He already know Hollywood over. So he said, yo, I don't need this shit anyway. And this going to be the night. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? This just happened to be the night this man tried to play me. So, hey, it is what it is. I don't even care about this shit. That's all I'm saying. The same thing, you know, for my people that work, some of y'all have spazzed out on the job. And some people say, you stupid. Man, I would have never did that at work. Man, you should have waited after work to get them. But guess what? Some people have their breaking point and they spaz out on a job. It's not right. But the reality is, we know this happens. We know for a fact it's some people that snap on a job. They get tired, man. Fuck this shit. Whether they throw something down, walk out, try to, you know, square up on the boss, quit. Some people quit, say, F this. I'm tired of this. We know it happens. It's a reality. We know people quit jobs and don't even know how they're going to get their next income. But all I'm trying to tell you is, we know it's a thing called right and wrong, but everybody got their breaking point too. Everybody got their point where they get tired of taking foot up their ass and smiling. That's just being human. So Denzel pulled Will to the side and, you know, try to drop some jewels on him. And he told him at your highest point, that's when the devil comes for you. But what I'm saying is the devil also comes to you when you're at your lowest point. And he said, when the devil ignores you, you're doing something right. I also want you to see how Denzel made this whole conversation about who? The devil. This conversation wasn't about God. It was about the devil. So I want to show you how it's two ways you can talk out your mouth. He put his emphasis on the devil. Lee Daniels' new film called Demon House. Lee Daniels said God was working through Monique and Lee Daniels when they made that devilish movie Precious. So one man's God, another man's devil. When they say God, who are they actually talking about? When they say devil, who are they talking about? See, for some people that believe in the devil, the God you worship, the Most High, whatever, they feel like that's the devil to them. When they want to party and do certain behavior, you know, certain foul behavior, the God you worship, they say that's the devil. That's their devil. To them, that's the devil. Or here they come talk about that, we ain't supposed to be doing this, or we ain't supposed to do that. You see? To them, let's just so-called say a Christian. Let's just say a Christian. Let's just say a Muslim, you know. And that, okay, say you got a person in a satanic church. You got a person that's a Christian, Jehovah's Witness. My point is, when people in a satanic church, when they see a Jehovah's Witness, they look at them like they the devil. People that's in a satanic church, when they see a Christian, they look at them like they the devil. because you're opposite of what they got going on. So this is another fight between positive and negative that's always going to exist. What you feel is right, somebody else is going to think is wrong. And what some people think is wrong, other people will look at it like it's right. My point is, selling drugs was wrong, but a lot of people was able to pay their bills, provide a lifestyle for themselves through selling drugs. To that person that's selling drugs, they doing the right thing. Because what? I'm taking care of my family. But to the public, they don't have nothing to do with that drug game. They doing wrong. A drug dealer is the most foulest thing on the planet. The devil. So I'm just showing you different opinions in life, different views. And guess what? Everybody gonna have their views and what they say. People do what works for them. You know what I'm saying? That's right. He do a smooth walk to play the game. See, Denzel. Let's be real, right? Boom. We talk about this. We talk about that. But do we not think Denzel didn't do something foul? See, we gotta understand too. See, people talk about the sacrifice. You know, my point is this: when they want you to do something foul, they want you to do something against your nature. It could be not only sexual behavior, not only blood sacrifice. You could be a person that don't drink and they're gonna say, hey, take this drink. They just want you to just do something against what you believe in. That's you selling out right there. You a Christian, or you used to sing in the church. We're gonna go off and have a couple of drinks tonight. Just have a drink. It's okay. You ain't never drinking your whole life. You gotta drink that drink. You ain't gonna get this roll. Same thing. You ain't never hit no weed. I don't smoke. When you in Hollywood and they pass you that blunt, you gotta hit that blunt. That's how they get you to sell out. You ain't never do no drugs? Never? Come over, hit this blow. We got some blow on the table. That's okay. Just hit this blow. You want an E-pill? You want some Molly? Come on, it's okay. To be in that circle, they're gonna hang out, they're gonna hit that coke. They're gonna hit that, pop that Molly. I'm talking about a person that ain't never got high in their whole life. They're gonna make sure your ass get high that night. Because that's how they get you to sell out. And after you hit that coke, they're gonna give you the roll right after that. They got the paperwork right here. See, we got the script right here. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you later on tonight. You know, we're gonna go out tonight, you know, and after we go out, I'm gonna, you know, tomorrow I'll give you the roll first thing in the morning. But now we're gonna go out tonight. When we go out tonight, I'm gonna turn your ass, I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. So yeah, you might not be with the funny bunny stuff. You might not be with the sacrifice, but come hit some of this drugs. And I think, in my opinion, Denzel indulged in them drugs. Allegedly. That's my opinion. That was his way of selling out. I don't know what else he might have did neither. Because remember, sometimes they get into play with the drugs. Then when they alter their brain, get them in a room full of chicks and then slip a transform in there. He thought he was with some chicks, but then he don't even know they done slipped some trannies in there. Allegedly, pardon me, transformers. Dig? Catch them slipping. We all drunk and high. That's how they catch them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want a threesome? All right, well, two gonna be a woman, one gonna be a man disguised as a woman. And we're gonna dress that man up, we're gonna dress them up the best and trick your ass. When you wake up the next day, you don't know what you did, but the people that sent you, they know what they did to your ass, and they got pictures. You know what I'm saying? And then when you don't act, or you act up and you don't comply, we're gonna pull these pictures out later because you forgot what you even did. You was drunk and high out your mind. Same thing with a female. You know what I'm saying? They get the female, you know what I'm saying? She don't go that way, she don't play them games. I'm straight, I'm from the church, you know. I got a husband. Man, they might send you know what I'm saying? Get you nice. Send a chick up in there to come eat that box real quick, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it go down. They might, you know, yeah, you heard about the director's couch and all of that. They get them to sell out, man. That's what I'm saying. They get them to do opposite of what they say they won't do. They love when you say what you don't do, what you won't do, because that's the exact same thing they're going to make you do. Because they know you want that role. They know the money on the table. They're going to show you the check on the desk. They're going to show you the damn check with them zeros behind it. And after we go out tonight and party, because that's the key word, party. After they party, you got the role. And at that party, y'all ass going to do something. Now, let's also look at that crowd in the background. What color you see in the crowd? When you see Denzel walking, who you see clapping hands and showing him love? So when y'all talking about that was not the place, man, that ain't our place. That ain't our place. So if Will want to smack in front of all the white people, that's his business. Don't be capping for mass out here. Don't be capping saying, oh, that was wrong. He did it in front of white people. No, maybe what about him dissing his wife in front of all the white people? That was cool, huh? That was cool. All the white people laughing at his wife. That bitch bald-headed. That was cool though, right? See? So I'm just saying to go many different ways. So my point is this: why are we so pressed, and why do we even care about what's going on at their events? Because we ain't invited anyway. And all these black actors actually they did a good job at doing what? Entertaining the massa, entertaining the elite. These are the individuals that entertain the elite, because guess what? All of them got a boss. Who's their boss? Hollywood. Who is Hollywood? The Illuminati. The people of power that got all the money that you don't even know or see. The people you have no knowledge of. The people you see ain't the damn Illuminati. The Illuminati is the people you don't see that run shit. That's called their boss. That's who they work for. So when they talk about that God, a lot of times they talking about money. They talking about in God we trust. That's the God they be talking about. So for some of us, we talking about a whole different God from what they talking about. For those that don't know, their God is money. And they also know if they ever forbid out their mouth to say a particular name of God, they know their career is over. That's why you're never going to hear them say the J word. You're never going to hear them say the A word. You ain't never going to hear, I'm telling you, there's certain words you ain't never going to hear out their mouth, but they will say God, God, God. So when you figure that out, then you'll understand how the game works. For some of you that don't comprehend, but to each his own. But that's my opinion, right? But it's going to be, spoken about many different ways. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of different things. That's right, bro. Gold, oil, and drugs. That's right. That's all it's really about. That's what they worried about. And when we look at gold, oil, and drugs, that's what run the world to this day. Those are the three things that control the world. That's what's on the market every day to sustain the people in power. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? G-O-D. That's their G-O-D. That's one of them. It's just what it is. Every day, best believe, those three things are generating revenue every day. That's why I told you. They tricked us, stole all our gold. We go back in history, what was all that about? Gold. They went on pillages. What did Christopher Columbus come to America for? The gold. Then what they do, after they pillaged all the gold all over the world, they started taking what? Land as well, taking the land too. What's under the land? The oil, natural resources. Then you started seeing technology changing. Boats. These boats run off oil. Steamboats. You started building all these buildings in the 1800s, 1700s. You started seeing big buildings, steamships, the train. How was that train running? The oil's under the land. So once they found out it's oil on a particular land, then people got to go. Gold and oil. We know in the scripture it says that, every plant is here for us. But my point is this: all drugs come from a plant. So when they learned certain land had, drugs on it, they took that land too. But I'm going to show you something else for people that don't know, in the ancient times, we're talking about ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, they had poppy, they got pictures on the wall with poppy plants, all of that. Poppy fields, weed, dope, all that go back to thousands of years ago. The Romans, all of them was indulging in dope, heroin, dog food, all of that. Because it's always been a poppy seed. It's always been a poppy field. Comes from the earth. But the difference is it was always used for medicine. It was used for medicine. When you had excruciating pain, when they had to do surgery, you know, that's what the opioid was used for back then. They always had marijuana. It's all natural plants. But you got to understand, those plants became money, revenue. Like a lot of people don't even know chocolate in its purest form, it comes from a damn tree. People don't know rubber comes from trees. Everything we damn near deal with comes from the earth. It's just manipulated and controlled. So that's why when you see them, or throughout history, they have taken certain land because they actually needed that land's resources. It wasn't nothing personal. Sometimes it wasn't personal. They just needed what they needed to get. But y'all in the way, so we got to get y'all out the way because we asked y'all to move. Y'all don't want to move, so now we got to bang on you. That's what they was doing. Did you not hear, what's the story of Manhattan? Did they not say they sold Manhattan for a low ticket? How did they get the natives to sell the land known as Manhattan? Did they not say they got the chief drunk? They used drugs. The Indians was already smoking out of peace pipes. What you think they were smoking? They were smoking gas, tobacco, and they were smoking that gas back then. This ain't nothing new. But when you know what I'm saying, when the so-called white man went in that lab and started playing with chemistry, he came up with a thing called alcohol, called liquor. And that liquor became a warfare because they knew the natives was green and they couldn't maintain off the alcohol. See, remember, look how bad, you know how bad we talk about the fatty, we talk about popping pills. We look at that as the worst drug ever right now, but back then alcohol was considered the worst drug ever. Our people was they was utilizing plants, but this white man came up with a chemical concoction called alcohol liquor that some people still drink to this day. They was using that same drink as a warfare back then. That's how they got the Indians to sell the land for like what, $15, some bullshit, something like that, tricking them out of treaties. Remember, the white man didn't kill everybody with guns. He tricked a lot of people out of treaties, getting them drunk, getting them to sign contracts. They didn't know what they were signing. A lot of natives gave up land, signing paperwork. They didn't even know what the hell they were signing. These are facts. This is American history. Some land they just got out of finesse, chilling with the natives, getting nice, getting right. Indian passing the peace pipe, white man hitting the pipe, getting nice. They breaking bread, eating food. Meanwhile, the white man, oh, that's how you grow that corn, huh? Okay, that's how y'all playing. Oh, how y'all do this over here? He learning up all these games, know what I'm saying? Learning how to build up, okay, we ain't know about that. We come drink some of this liquor real quick. Yeah, have you a shot? It's all right. Want another shot? All right, go ahead, have another shot. Get you nice and then pass you that paperwork. Excuse me, Mr. Chief so-and-so, you want to sign this real quick? Or did you just say, oh, yeah, we're going to be working together in the future? Just sign it. Got that native man to sign it. Next thing you know, next day, when everybody's sober, book that nigga. This our land now. Native guy, what you talking about? Click, 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 clack, clack. Pull the guns out. What's good? Y'all going to move now. This our land. What you mean? You signed the paper yesterday. Straight flip on them. Man, this has been going on in history. So I told you, everything wasn't just no back and forth war, bloodshed. Some of it was getting tricked, and some of it was selling out. That's why I told y'all before. Like I said, it's Sunday service, so I told you you're going to learn something today. The same thing with back then. You got to know about some of the first tribes. And you got to know about, when Spain came, when Spanish came over here, but, the French came over here, Great Britain came over here, but you got to understand certain native tribes sided with certain Europeans. Why they do that? Because certain Native Americans was already banging with each other. They was already had at war. They ain't see eye to eye. See, that's something that go back too. I'm just using the word Native American because people always like to say was they this, they that. You know what I'm talking about. When they put it like this also applies to what I was saying. When that thing called divide and conquer, that goes back in history. You know why? When they came over here from Europe, allegedly, they didn't just come and bang on us. They knew we was here already banging on each other. So when they realized they was already banging on each other, this the time we can slide in and we can start getting our feet wet. While they beefing, we gonna start stealing their gold. And what they did was, the French might have got with this particular natives, passed them some guns, All right, now y'all show us the land, how to work the land. Y'all gonna show us how I go down in Louisiana, all them parts, Midwest. You know, then you might have had a particular native tribe. They embraced the Spanish when they came, or should I say the Britons first? You know. Now the French beefing with England, but they both got two different Native American teams on their side, giving them guns. So now these natives already had beef. Now, as Europeans, we'll pick which side of the beef we want to get on, and we'll get in what we fit in. I told y'all before what you should already know. We think horses come from America, but they don't. Horses come from Spain. That's why when Spain came here, they was also able to pillage and steal so much gold, because niggas was out here on foot. The natives was on foot with no armor on. They came over here with full body armor on horses, putting in work. That's how they was able to slaughter so much. But the horses came from Spain on them ships. The Mustang and all of that. What you think the Mustang is? Remember, you got different horses. When you deal with the Mustang, that's a whole nother horse. So now you see why they was able to pillage and put in so much work when they came with horses. But my point is, during this same time, it was already natives beefing with each other. So they wasn't coming together back then, which means that the people that came over here, it was easier for them to conquer because they used the natives to bang on themselves. And they just got in where they fit in and started stealing that gold. And then when they got a power, they just took all the natives out. You get it? And the ones that complied, they looked out for them in the end. Man, there's too many games to go on. There's too much stuff to go into. But I'm going to show you how a lot of this smoke, it's always going to be like that. It's like I told you, everybody's not going to be able to come together. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Everything, what they say, will go around, come around. And some of the stuff that's happened to us, we already did. So that's all I'm saying. Ain't none of this stuff new. A lot of this stuff, it ain't new. But people always going to use that race to their own benefit. That's what Monique did. Remember when she said that Netflix was racist? But magically today, she about to do some business with Netflix. They're not racist today. They're not racist no more. Why? Because she about to get paid. So let's see if she's going to apply to Netflix. Let's see if Monique is going to apologize to Netflix. But long as that story had her trending and kept her name going, she don't care. She ain't going to apologize probably to Netflix for nothing. Because now she's going to be quiet because her Lee Daniels got a special coming and they getting paid. So she's going to brush that to the side. They ain't racist. So I'm showing you people that don't have no integrity and they will do anything for money after they get you worked up and everything. The same way Chris Rock took that smack, his show went through the roof. His tour went through the roof. And I told you, for those that don't know, he's on tour from March to November 18th, every month. Some shows 2 times a day. That boy is getting money off that smack while you still talking about it. That's just how it goes. So they know how to play the game. They know how to take a negative and then turn it into a positive, which equal a big bag. That's what they do. So when Lee Daniels came on stage and apologized to Monique, that was a publicity stunt. That was a promotion. They in cahoots together. They was already talking behind the scenes. But now in that picture you see, now they got everybody tuned in to see what show or how the movie gonna look on Netflix called Demon House. A demonic ass film, all right? And Monique gladly accepted the role, accepted the award, and it's also gonna be a way for her to get back in when she fit in, because she got to sell out and play a demonic, be in a demonic ass movie. I don't know what her role gonna be, but I know when I hear a title called Demon House, I got an idea, and they said it's an exorcism movie. So we know it's going to be some things going on. But she gladly accepted the role. She didn't say, nah, I don't want to play that role. I'm good. She ain't say that. She with the smoke. Back in bed, back to the bag. That's how they doing it. But Hollywood is shut down. Now Netflix is their boss. Netflix. And let's be real. Where did Netflix start at? Who made Netflix popular? The hood. Did the hood not make Netflix rich? Did the hood not make Netflix popping? Now magically Netflix, they just keep going up. They keep going up every couple months. They keep going up on the fee. Remember, it was dirt cheap. Remember, you could sign up and share your password with everybody. Then they shut that down. Remember, y'all remember? Good morning to all of y'all. I'm about to be finished in a minute because it's Sunday. Ain't gonna hold y'all up. But I just want to show y'all the hypocrisy of people. When stuff work for them and it benefit them, I'm talking about that money, man, they will tell you whatever to get you on their side. Then when they get their money, they never going to turn around and apologize for what they said or did. So now that they back cool, what, 13 years later after Precious, and both of their career looked like it wasn't, both of their career probably was going down the gutter. They took this time out to get back in position. Just like I already see a lot of comedians. I seen Lavelle Crawford the other day. He already talking about that CHRISROCK, Will Smith. And you also got to remember, basically what I see, Will Smith might about to be the #1 enemy to the entertainment game because of what he did. When he disrespected Master's event, he might got to pay a price for that. But it's already comedians slandering Will already. And using that, they're using that. I heard Lavelle Crawford go in on Jada. He went in on her head, alopecia, all of that. Very disrespectful. But that's what all of them are going to do because now they all got new content. And I'm going to be real. I will say this. All the comedians are behind CHRISROCK. And, comedians got a mouthpiece. So all the comedians are banging for CHRISROCK right now. Just like his brother Tony Rock told you, they about to do a pay-per-view special. But I will say this. All of the comedians are behind CHRISROCK. All of them are going to be coming at Will Smith. That I guarantee you. That is a fact. Because I already seen it already happening. But all the comedians are rocking with CHRISROCK, and they're going to be speaking out against Will. So Will and Jada about to get a whole lot of heat this year. That you can guarantee. But, Monique, she want to be in her little movie. Let her be in her little movie. She need the money. Lee Daniels, he's a wicked ass nigga. He gonna keep making filthy ass movies. That's what he do. And other than that, man, we don't care about none of that stuff Monique got going on because after her crying about how Lee Daniels and them did her dirty, Monique, you took 30,000 to do Precious. That was on you. But you want to make the world seem like everybody was doing you dirty. But what about Monique when you was campaigning for the BBW woman and you was dissing slim chicks? Women that had their shaping order, you was shaming them, petite women. Because you felt intimidated by small women. And you built your whole career off dissing skinny women and co-signing unhealthy behavior. Because that's what she was promoting. Be unhealthy, it's cool. Unhealthy women, we're going to take over the world. And then as soon as she got that money, she got that role, she started slimming up. So you use the plus women back then, Monique. You used the plus size women to get where you needed to go. When you got where you needed to go, you sold out, started slimming up. You thought you was going to get rich, paid, get a whole lot of money. You thought you was going to be the next Halle Berry, but you found out that you ain't get the money you wanted to get. So when you ain't get the money you wanted to get, you got mad and you started slandering. You started saying you blackballed, but maybe you just brought it on yourself. Maybe you wasn't as hot as you thought you was. Maybe they just used you to play that low down dirty role and they didn't respect that role or you anyway. Period. Maybe Lee Daniels knew that was a piece of shit movie, but he know he had to put it out because they asked him to put it out. And we said we need to get somebody to play this role. Who can we get? Oh, I get my friend Monique. She'll do it for cheap. And you did it for cheap. And they probably played you. So don't get mad because after that movie, you ain't getting no more money. That was on you, Monique. And you also said out your mouth, Monique, that you turned down roles that came after Precious. That's on you, Monique. You thought you was the next Halle Berry, but you see that you got tricked. And that's on you. You thought when you went to Netflix, they was going to give you a lot of money because you did Precious, but Netflix said, you ain't even get that much money. Matter of fact, Monique, what is your catalog? Cookout, The Parkers. What else? Y'all name me 5 Monique movies. And Let me know which movie she did the best acting in. Because I done seen so many movies she in, I don't even remember hardly none of them. Because she always gonna be Nikki Parker, period. So that's how Hollywood look at it the same way. Soul Plane, okay. Was she not being a coon in Soul Plane? Yes. Anybody could have played that role. She played roles that anybody could have played. The only role she played that nobody wanted to play was Precious. And now she's going to play the role in Demon House because this woman, Octavia Spencer, she dropped out the film. So therefore, that left Lee Daniels stuck. And he had to find somebody to play the role. Who's going to play the role in his new film called Demon House? Monique going to play the role. Once again, she's taking a role that somebody don't want. And it's probably a low-down role. Probably, I'm pretty sure. It was probably a wicked-ass movie. But she's gonna take the check. That's all you gotta know. See, I asked people about somebody only said Soul Plane. That's it. I asked y'all what's some movies that are name me some more movies that Monique is in. You can't name a good 5, but my point is, even the movies you named, she only was a sidekick, had a role. Name me 3 top movies or top actors she got. Can't do it. So my point is, in her mind, she thought she was going to be at a higher level because she did Precious. But she was delusional because Lee Daniels already told him, I only paid her $30,000 for that movie, allegedly. And you said you did it because that was your friend, Monique. So don't be mad because you blackballed yourself. Don't be mad because you lowballed yourself. You was trying to play the game and it backfired on you. That's all that happened. And people did say she started treating people dirty after she won that award. She started acting different. So that's all I'm saying. And we know for a fact that she did use the plus size woman to build up her image. That's that. Salute to the chat. I see y'all. See, that's what I said. Everybody only said Soul Plane. That's it. That's it. She was in mad movies, but you can't remember hardly none of them because every movie she was a sidekick. And she was acting like a damn clown. It's okay. But they don't respect comedians like that. Let's be real. Only one that look, man, the people that flip being funny, Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx. You seen Jamie Foxx do Ray? That was him showing his professionalism. He's a real actor. He could play any role. And we also know Jamie Foxx has what? Multiple hit movies. Multiple movies. Jamie Foxx. He made them respect his acting skills. Monique never did that. She always was clowning. Let's keep it real. When we see Jamie Foxx, sometimes we actually forget he was a damn comedian first. That's his first job, being funny. Comedian. When you see Jamie Foxx now, you look at him more serious. Let's be real. Because he put his work in as a what? As an actor. That's all I'm saying. But that situation is done. So we'll be looking out for that movie called Demon House by Monique and Mr. Lee Daniels. But I just wanted y'all to see how this thing called forgiveness and the devil. And what is forgiveness really real with these people, or they just forgive each other when it's time to get some money? We need to patch this up because we can go get a check right now. And when they talking about the devil, who are they really talking about? So like I said, for those that just pulled up, and I'm gonna be up out of here real shortly. I told y'all how Denzel explained what he meant when he said to Will Smith, at your highest moment, that's when the devil comes for you. He said this at the Teen Summit with TD Jakes. So Denzel hangs out with TD Jakes, all right? And it was said that, he said when the devil ignores you, that's when you know you're doing something right. Should I say, let me clarify that. Pardon me. He said when the devil ignores you, that's when you know you're doing something wrong. And he said the devil goes on to say, leave them alone. Leave him alone. Leave her alone. She's doing what I need him to do. You're doing something wrong, the devil gonna say, leave them alone. And then he says, when the devil comes at you, it's because you're trying to do something right. That's all I'm saying. And he said that the devil got a hold on Will Smith that night. But in my opinion, at first you was trying to say Chris Rock was the devil and Chris Rock was coming at him. Man, this thing go a lot of ways. I'm not about to play with this topic because I'm just showing you how they talk two ways. That's all I'm saying. They slick with the tongue. They always say the devil, the devil, the devil, but they never going to say God, God. They're not going to tell you which God they worship. They'll never tell you that one. If I ask you what God do Lee Daniels believe in, because remember, Lee Daniels said God was working through him and Monique when they made Precious. What God is Lee Daniels talking about? Do you know? I don't know. And you never know. When Denzel's talking about the devil and God, who the hell is he talking about? Every celebrity, when they get an award or music, I like to thank God. Who is God? The man that write their check. The money that go in that bank account. I like to thank God for this award. Man, get out of here, man. It is what it is, though. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Yeah, that's a fact, Vlad, right? That's another thing. That's a good point. People do foul stuff and then blame it on the devil too. That's true. You know, people do stuff very wicked and then blame it on the devil. But then some people say that the devil, you know, is your higher self. The devil is the devil is your lower self and God is your higher self. So when you do low things, low down, dirty things, that's actually you feeding into the devil. You know, that's how some of those things are looked at. Anytime you're doing something you know you're not supposed to be doing, anytime you doing something, you know damn well you ain't proud of that shit, that's the works of the devil, period. And that ain't to be blamed on nobody. That's stuff you did on your own. That's just how it works. When you do something good, you're dealing with your high self. And you good morning, Rondell. When you do something good, that's you dealing with your higher self, because you know what you're supposed to be doing good. So other than that, we had a long, so I had a long-winded conversation, but I want to show you at the end, all of these people are hypocrites, and no matter what we think about them, their life is always going to go on, and them checks are going to clear. And that's what all of this is about. So make no mistakes, it's all about the money. You see that crowd behind Will and Denzel? Look at the color of that crowd. You see Denzel walking through that crowd. Look how he walking through that crowd. See, those are his bosses. Those are the people that control all of them. You know, they got disrespected. Either way, both black men lost. Y'all want to put it like that? They didn't lose no money, but I'm just saying, Chris Rock disrespected them in front of them people to make them people laugh. And then he got smacked in front of the people to make them laugh, which also made Will look bad for, he acted out at an event, smacking another black man on stage to make my point is, it was entertainment for all of them. So everybody in the crowd, they got the best show of their life. The people in the crowd did. They got a good joke. They got to see a good slap. They benefited off it the most. They didn't get paid off it, but they got the most laughter out of it. They got the most good feeling off of that. It was their entertainment, because that's what these entertainers are paid to do. Make them laugh. Make me laugh, nigga. Dribble this ball. Catch that touchdown. We don't care. Just make us laugh. Entertain us. And they did a good job of that, period. So I'm not giving Will no pass. I'm not giving Chris Rock no pass. A lot of y'all try to just put the shit on Will. If the man would have never said the joke, the slap would have never happened. It's that simple. We could say all this other stuff. He could have said a whole nother joke. But some of us feel like Master is the one that complied and wrote that joke anyway. And then you also see after he got slapped, he started looking to the left like, damn, this wasn't part of the, like, damn, I had, like, you know what I'm saying? When he was looking to the left, it's like he was looking at the powers that be. There was a lot of things transpired. But my point is this. Denzel, he just mastered how to play the game. In my opinion, Will Smith said, I don't want to play the game no more. And when you see Denzel walking, just look at the people, how they treating him, and look at how they clapping. And let's also ask, do they really respect him, or they just respect him as an actor? Either way, both of these dudes, they had a boss, and they all had to comply with the same program. That's it. Salute to the chat. What up, Nate the Great? Miss Nicole, what's up? Gotti Savage. What up? Salute Gotti Savage. Stay home. You better tell him. Still King T. What up? Royce Madison. John Shaft in the building. What up, John Shaft? We did our thing yesterday on the Sports Fiend. Salute. Thanks for pulling up to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for those that are in the sports, go subscribe to the Sports Fiend when we do our thing at. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be turning up with the Sports Fiend, Sports Debate. You like the Sports Debate, you pull up. We're going to see how much you know. But other than that, y'all stay tuned. Tommy D Streams, what's up? You already know. Grown Man P in the building, Grown Man Talk. Rondell, Unpopular Opinion. Always pulling up, always on time. Y'all should already know to go subscribe to Rondell's Unpopular Opinion. You should already know that. Who else in here? Latasha Jordan. Good morning. I know I went a little too long, but the information got to get out, you know what I'm saying, as well as, you know, the entertainment. What up, Rob Roski Productions in the building? Like I said, hopefully you and the bro, y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all ease that out. But I understand that all wounds heal in time. Some things just take time. And it's okay for brothers to go their separate ways. Every man got a right to how they feel. But it's always going to be a time where real men going to have to come to the table. Period. That's just how it goes. It don't always have to be we got to come back together just for some money. Like Nikki, you know, Nikki Parker, her and Lee Daniels, they just came together to get some money. That's it. That shit. They ain't never had no real relationship. That shit was fake. That was all about the money. That's all I'm saying. Wax Dog, what up, bro? Wax Dog in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Wax Dog. Gotta make sure y'all subscribe, you know, to certain people or just period, you know, keep the entertainment going, keep the networks going, keep it all going, man. But my point is, all I'm just saying is the real got to stick together, man. And a lot of time we gotta get out those feelings, because at the end of the day, feelings don't really mean nothing. Everybody got to be themselves. I respect people that just be themselves, man. I don't even care how many opinions you got. Just be yourself. Just be real to yourself. That's it. As long as you're real to yourself, you always be all right. But we was not made to be clones, robots, and always agreeing with shit and going in the same direction. That ain't real. That's all I'm saying. But definitely salute the Wax Dog for holding me down, and salute to everybody that hold me down. Salute to everybody that you know that pull up. Salute to everybody that jump in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Whether I agree with you or not, you know I'm still gonna holler at you. Y'all know what time it is, man. So, like I say, man, we got our own thing going on. But I wish everybody the best. Tony Burberry, what's up? Salute. Sugar Easton, like I said, if you're new to the building, hit the subscribe button, hit the all notification bell. Grand Rising, Netflix, go by how much sales you produce on that road. She hasn't done stand-up in a while and wanted all that money. Good point. Good point, sister. Good point. Good point. See? She not sitting here capping for Monique just because she a black woman. That's real. They do analytics. They do research. They don't care about no award. Look, I'm gonna say it again. Awards don't mean money. Award is a pat on the back. Good job. Thank you. You did it great. It don't have nothing to do with no money. People got to understand that a trophy, a plaque, a piece of paper is just an accolade. You don't believe me? Let's talk about it real quick. That's like in sports, or Michael Jordan won 6 championships, but it's people that won 6 championships just because they was with Michael Jordan, but they ain't do nothing. They was on the bench. So just because you got 6 rings don't mean you're going to get a big bag like Michael Jordan, because you ain't really do too much. But you did a good job because you did what? You showed up to work. You was there when it happened, so you get a ring and a plaque too. But that don't mean you Michael Jordan. Same thing with an actor. Yeah, you got an award for being in this epic film. You did a good job, but you're not the end all and be all. And without you, this movie would have probably been big anyway, because of the role, the script, the screenplay, the surrounding actors. You didn't just do this by yourself. So yeah, you got a plaque, but that don't mean you made the whole film with your acting. And actually, you played a low down dirty role. We need to see you play another role. So that's how they think. That's how they work. And just like the sister said, it goes by how much sales she makes. That determines how much money you get on your next deal. For my people that know about the entertainment game and know about business, it's the same thing with a record deal. It's the same thing with YouTube. Let me break it down. When you pay for your views and you pay for your subscribers, that's cool. It's okay. It's okay when you say you want a certain look for your channel and you want the people to see it, but the people behind the scenes that run YouTube, or if somebody really wants to do business with you, they're going to see your numbers, and when they see your numbers don't match, that's when some of the question marks come up. See, I understand this. When it comes time, just like you got rappers that lie about their numbers on the gram, they lie about their numbers on streaming networks. When it's time for them to do a show, they can't prove those numbers because those are fake numbers. That's all I'm saying. Numbers are good for promotion to get that attention on yourself, but the people that cut the checks, you can't fool them with fake numbers. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to diss nobody. I'm just being real. The people that cut the checks, they want to see real numbers, real analytics. That's why even YouTube is set up with real numbers, real analytics. So you never know. Somebody might tap into what you got going on. They like your numbers. They might feel like they can help you if they put you on a bigger platform because they see your numbers. Same thing if you're a rapper. You keep rapping, you keep doing your thing, you keep doing your thing. People watch your numbers. They come up and pull up and do what? Offer you a deal. They say, well, hey, you got this many numbers on your own. If we can get you on some major platforms with some good backing, we can make you a star. But you got to put the work in for yourself first. Then they see your numbers. Then your numbers is what actually make you a star. That's why I was trying to tell people, when you can't clout chase. You can clout chase all you want, but it's not going to help your numbers in the long run, because they're going to see all you really did was clout chase. What really do you bring to the table? What are your real skills? But I'm not giving out no more free game. That's for later. Gotti Savage. That's right. They're the pawn pieces in the chess game. The game of life. That's what I'm saying. But hopefully I ain't miss nobody. Hold on. I gotta make sure I shout my people out before I go. Hold up. Hold up. My bad. Good point, bro. Terry came out and said he had a porn addiction back then. Good point. Good point. That big buff black man came on national airways and said he had a porn addiction. Like he was a weirdo. You see that? The same man that came and told you he let somebody play with his nuts. Good point. Check this out. See? Do you get it? But he didn't smack that white man that touched his nuts. So that's why Terry Crews to this day is considered a good man. He's a great man. He's good. They love him. He smiles a lot. He lets you play with his nuts. He's a good guy. I like him. That's how they feel about Mr. Terry. Will Smith smacked somebody. He's the bad guy now. I had the mic muted by mistake, but salute to Miss Danielle Walker. Glad you're in the building. Hopefully you're feeling better. I didn't see you in a while, you know. Hopefully you're feeling good. You're feeling great this morning. And salute to you. Also, salute to Miss Deja once again. Miss Deja always pulling up, always supporting. Salute to the sis. You know what I'm saying? Salute my sister. That's what it is. Everybody's here. Everybody in the building. Capital CTV, Vlad Riot. Y'all already know what time it is. Hold up. I think I touched on everybody. ASAP Auto, what up, bro? ASAP Auto. ASAP was going in the other night, man. Prime time grind. What up? We here. But like I said, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm about to get out of here. It's the Phono Fame Live episode 140. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Also, stay tuned. It's going to be a good week coming up. Some different things going to happen. And y'all pay attention. Like I said, don't forget to go subscribe to Grown Man Talk. That's the channel where we do our thing. My homie P do his thing. And I will be back today later on. I'll be back later. Leave it like, put it like that. I'll be back later. We're going to do some things, and y'all pull up because it's Sunday. You know, it's a lot of trash out here, and a lot of stuff is boring because I've been watching myself, and I had to shut it down. So I'm going to holler at y'all, and I'll catch y'all later. One.